It was a rainy, wet night, and it was all in the military activity during the Troubles in Northern Ireland, and particularly places like Londonderry, through a lot of checkpoints. And I was with a friend, and he was keeping me company. And then we saw an old fisherman. It was beginning to drizzle, and I thought, miserable, we need to get out of here. But I said to my friend, I better talk to this old fisherman because he might wonder who we are. We're strangers. And I told him, and I said, my mother once lived here. Oh, yes. He said, that's right. And you had a sister who lived here as well, and she was adopted. And this was like the picture of a fisherman like you'd see in a tin of cough candies, with a white beard and all the gear. And he rattled off the addresses where I could find people, and it was all in his head, and nobody ever knew who he was. Even Kilmore Point was a small area, and they never knew who he was. And a friend of mine once, at the beginning of the charismatic movement, Reverend Dennis Bennett, and he said, Ray, have you ever considered an angel unawares? And that's nobody could find him, and yet he had all exact addresses in New Zealand, in Australia, of relatives, New York, and so forth. And told me I had a sister as well. And that led to me trying to find my sister. And that's a story that continued with Dan Wooding, and he played a big part in helping it all come about. And he had talked to a journalist that he worked with about it, just as a matter of discussion. And the journalist was shocked. She said, Ray's sister is my cousin. And that was in a Fleet Street newsroom. But I finally ended up, my mother moved to America, found her again, and helped perform her funeral and buried her. But not before I got her to come to Vancouver and meet her grandchildren and my wife. And so it ended very, very happily.